Would you rather own a whole berry by yourself or a slice of a watermelon? The question seems a simple one, but in fact, it is one of the critical decisions that any business owner will ever make, because it determines how you finance your business, how fast you grow, and whether your business collapses or thrives. Is it better to own 100% a small business or to own a part of a large, successful, and sustainable business? Any person can start a business, but it requires strategic thinking for that business to grow and to scale. Now, imagine a person who owns a school and the school has the potential to grow. If this person buy more land, build more classes, which would attract more learners, and more learners would mean more revenue, and more revenue would mean that the business is more profitable. Somehow, a friend approaches him with an idea to partner with him to do exactly that. But this person pulls down that offer. He doesn't accept. Instead, he decides to go to the bank to obtain a financing, and the bank gladly offers the loan to this person. But remember, before these classrooms are ready for occupation, it will take about 6 to 12 months. But the bank will not wait for those 6 months or 12 months. The bank expects you to start repaying for the loan facility immediately 1 month later. So your business is put under so much pressure, and in the event that there is a crisis like the one that happened during COVID, your business has to collapse. And when it collapses, the bank auctions your assets, and that berry that you really and you obsessively wanted to sustain and to protect, you lose it as well. Compare it with if this person allowed the friend to contribute money so that they can both own this, or they can jointly own the school. What would have happened is that a friend would have contributed money, they would have bought more land, built more classes, and this time there's no pressure from anyone. More students would have come in, and even if the business would have started to make additional income after 1 year, no one would have been in any pressure. And in the event of a crisis, again, no bank is coming to auction you, and they would have shared. So some people pull down the idea of partnership just because they are obsessed on owning something small 100% by themselves. But this is not what James Mwangi of Equity did. In 1984, when James Mwangi opened the Equity Building Society, he was visionary, he was forward-looking, and he knew it's better to own something small, to own a fraction or a share of something big than owning something small 100% by yourself. And with this understanding, he attracted like-minded investors who provided equity financing. They bought shares, they brought money, and in the process, they were able to convert Equity Building Society into the formidable bank it is today. Now, it is said that if you want to go fast, it's okay, you can walk alone. But if you want to go far, you have to walk alongside other people. Going fast, you may never arrive to your destination. And I have seen many people who, like the school owner, they start a project, they just want to do that project by themselves so that they can retain the glory. But at some point, they exhaust, they drain all their savings, they go to the bank for financing, and even what they qualify for does not manage to bring the project to completion. So at the end of the day, the project is stuck. The white elephants that we see every other place. And eventually the bank comes and auctions this person. He loses everything, and sometimes they even commit suicide or they suffer a heart attack. Now, there is one community in Kenya that is very business oriented. They are partnership driven. the Somali community. When one of the Somalis buy a plot of land in Isili, the other family members don't compete by buying other plots in the neighborhood. What they do, they join hands. If the plot was for 50 million, another family member contributes another 50 million to develop this piece of land. And assuming they are able to come up with a building of 8 floors, they share equally and equitably. So they avoid the pressure of the bank. They avoid the interest cost. Why? Because they are sharing the risk, and they also plan and agree to share the returns. It is said the sum of the whole is worth more than the sum of its parts. Basically meaning that even yourself, you are worth more when you are whole. But if your head is cut, your hands are cut, your legs are cut individually and separately, they wouldn't amount to much. So in the same way, there is strength in unity. When we join hands, we are able to do more than we can do individually. Your car, if the tire is put aside, the engine is put aside, the front door is put aside, the bonnet, the boot, the value that those individual parts have, it is not more than when everything is whole. So similarly, when you are investing, remember, you gain economies of scale when you partner with one another and avoid the story of debt financing. A story is told about 2 people who were walking. They were very hungry, but they came across a mango tree, which was very fruitful. They tried to jump individually to reach for the mangoes, but none could make it. So eventually, they realized that separately, when they are working individually, they are not worth much. But when they decided one person to stand on the shoulders of the other, they were able to reach for the fruits. And that person who was reaching the fruits did cut many fruits as he passed the same fruits to the person who was standing on the ground. So when he came down from the shoulders of his friend, assuming they had 10 mangoes, they were able to share 5 each. But if they had decided to stay different and separate, they would not have achieved that. So equity financing is a good method of scaling your business. If you can avoid the loan and the debt financing, which does not give you the grace period for the business to grow, the business, even before it starts generating that additional income that should come as a result of extra financing, the bank is knocking on your door. So do you want to own a piece of the berry 100% by yourself, a whole berry 100% by yourself, or do you want to own a slice of a watermelon by yourself? Meaning that the whole watermelon is shared among other people, but at the end of the day, the slice that comes your way is far much bigger than owning a whole watermelon, than owning a whole berry by yourself. And this is what Equity Mwangi of Equity did. Today, the less than 5% shares that he owns in Equity Bank is far much than what Equity Building Society was then. So therefore, if you want to walk alone, it is okay, you will go fast. But if you want to go far, you have to walk with others. When you know better, you are supposed to do better.